Hi everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Open Gateway APIs in Action, how Brazilian companies are transforming their applications. Today we will explore together how the Open Gateway APIs, including SIM swap, number verification, device location, and know your customer, are transforming companies' applications and solutions with focus on key success cases in the Brazilian market. I'm Marisa Straleski. I am the head of go-to-market strategy and partner program at Telefónica Open Gateway. And with me today, I will have the pleasure to count with one of our colleagues from the Open Gateway Brazilian team. Hi, Breno. Good morning there and welcome.
Hi everyone, thanks Marisa. Let me introduce myself. I'm Breno. I'm business development and consult product at Open Gateway Group Telefónica in Brazil. And we're responsible for a go-to-market strategy or Open Gateway locally here in Brazil and working with both channel partners and direct customers. I'm excited to dive into how our network APIs are making an impact at Brazilian markets.
Okay, thank you, Breno. So today, what we would like to cover, first, we will discover the current progress and key milestone of the Open Gateway initiative in Brazil. We will explore how this pioneering framework is transforming the digital landscape in this country. Breno will also showcase a quick and effective demonstration of Open Gateway APIs for cutting-edge fraud prevention and validation capabilities, so you can see how you can leverage this technology to improve the customer experience in your own applications. We will also discuss successful partnerships and integrations, highlighting how collaboration with key channel partners is accelerating the adoption of Open Gateway in Brazil, in this case with one of our key partners, Infobip. And finally, you will learn the different pathways to start working with Open Gateway. We'll guide you through the next steps for onboarding and collaboration in Open Gateway. And if you have any question, please write them down on the chat, either in English or in Portuguese if you prefer, and we will answer them before the end of the session. So we will start with an overview of the Open Gateway initiative in Brazil. As you know, Open Gateway is the initiative led by the GSMA in collaboration with major telecoms players such as Telefónica, and we are revolutionizing network access through standardized APIs, simplifying integration, and enabling developers to innovate more effectively their application. And in this case, we are going to focus in the Brazilian market. As you may also know, Brazil was one of the first markets to launch commercially Open Gateway APIs. In November 2023, as part of this global GSMA Open Gateway initiative, the leading carriers in Brazil, Vivo from Telefónica, Claro, and TIM, commercially launched three APIs, number verification, SIM swap, and device location verification, focused on prevention of fraud when using digital applications. Today, there are already available 7 network APIs with focus on use cases around different sectors and industries. And a relevant number of enterprises are already integrating some of these network APIs with the support of Vivo and Telefónica in Brazil to transform their applications and to give better and anti-fraud experiences to their final customers. For example, Banco Itaú, one of the biggest banks in Brazil. And we are working with different type of channel partners to expose our APIs through indirect channels as well. Breno, maybe you can give us an overview of the current Open Gateway APIs already available in Telefónica Brazil's offering.
Well, Marisa, thanks. We have available now 7 APIs. We have API SIM swap, that verification links between a SIM card and a MSSDN. And we have the number verification API, that validation of digital identity through a link and MSSDN, the mobile phone number, and the IP from their user. We have mobile QoD, quality on demand, or prioritization of network traffic on certain mobiles on demand. We have also the device location API, the verification API, that the query service for confirming the user's location using latitude and longitude. We also have device status, the other API from location that checks whether the customer's international roaming is active. And we have two more, and the NER customer match and the SMS to FA APIs. The NER customer match is responsible for the identification of the ID of the user that in Brazil is CPF. Entered belongs to the owner of the mobile telephone line. And we also have the SMS to FA sending. It's an upgrade and number verification on the sending and generation and confirming the SMS OTP.
Great. Well, we are definitely very advanced in the commercial proposal of the Open Gateway APIs in Brazil. And I think this is thank you to all the work done by you and the local team, and because the Brazilian companies are seeing all the benefits of integrating the Open Gateway APIs in their applications and solutions. So maybe, Breno, it would be great if you could show our audience a demonstrations on how the anti-fraud APIs are working in Brazil.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Marisa. Now I'll present demos, explain how they work, and the main benefits if customers will implement them. So we have the first of all, we're presenting Telefónica Tech with the constant, the constant, and we have an authentication process in the increase the fraud to decrease the fraud activity. So the solution that we have is real-time information about the connect on the new SIM card to a mobile phone number that will put only a phone number, and the API return at real time. The SIM card has the link between the SIM card, how many days there will be a last check. So example, in the context, myself, I have changed the SIM card at least 7 days now. So I have to introduce to a bank. So we introduce to could be a very interesting idea to check this link between MSSDN and my SIM cards. The next one represents will be the number verification that will improve the experience usage on validation visible without any needs of SMS token. So the outcomes that we have that a company is looking for enhanced to accuracy of the authentication process, though increase unauthorization access attempts. So we have a difficult to get out of the app, go into the app. So this solution provides integrating the number verification and a near real time of a confirmation of the phone number verification is active on linked to the IP of the user's device. So this will reduce frauds. These are customer experience will give more assertivity. So it's a great reliability in authentication process to validation the IP of the user, giving them more comfortability to their devices. And we
Okay,
all present here in Telefónica Tech. They also APIs on device location verification. This is a solution that we have to assert for confirmation that location data in real time. So we have the location confirmation to mitigate risk of fraud, using verified data from network, providing fake GPS, for example. So some companies has the difficulty of using the APIs to fake GPS. So device location provides a verification in real time, giving them more assertability to their real time verification. And for all the next one, we have the NER customer match. So the NER customer match is an API that will check the link between CPF, the ID of the customer, and also the mobile phone number with their customer. So all this demand is, for example, a call center that can use our API to validate the registration data is in our database, in CIDR database. When there are discrepancy between the data and the call center team, they have to decide the customer removing from the mailing list. So we give better the efficiency, productivity, or avoiding to realization for calls for the uncorrected numbers. And also we can validate it between these two variables, the zip codes, the email, the name, the whole name of the user. So this solution of API, the our customer, is validation from user contacts for mobile network operation. This give the best operation of these APIs and all this regulation that we have in Brazil. So to explain, we have in Brazil some Anatel solution, the 752, that we have to present this API to network. So the call center has 1,000 calls to make it, and these calls give them better assertive of their calls.
Thank you, Breno. Really interested APIs. We had in the past some webinars regarding SIM swap, number verification, device location verification. So I also invite the audience to look for them because they go in detail on how these APIs are working. And thank you for showing how you are implementing them in the Brazil. Now, Bruno, what are other main benefits for our partners and customers when integrating Open Gateway APIs?
So we have also the the benefits of regarding some frauds. So regarding some activities that prevents optimization of network, where fast go to market development, go more quality and better, giving the companies the better results to privacy, to anti-fraud, optimization of this network. The integration is easy because Open Gateway provides the capability from the network APIs from all over the world, not only Brazil. So the market Brazil is huge. You can all see all the documentation on the Camara project. So we have all benefits. The Open Gateway uh, veins to through on our veins and make to go faster, go to market development and more quality and more results to their companies. Now, I'd like to introduce one of the key channel partners. It's Infobip. They have been essential in their extending the reach and the impact of Telefónica's Open Gateway initiative. Today, they will share some real examples demonstrating how our APIs are driving innovation and delivering our substantial value to our customers.
So let me help you introduce Carlos. Carlos, he is the Manager Strategic Partnership in Infobip. Thank you, Carlos, for joining us today. As Beno explains, it would be a pleasure for us to hear your experience in the Brazilian market. We have some questions we would like to discuss with you today.
Thank you both for the invitation. It was really a pleasure to be here with you and talk a little bit about the this so hot team that is Open Gateway, especially here in Brazil. Everybody is really asking and calling us and trying to know more and more about it. So it's just really good to be
Yeah,
here with you.
Great.
uh, great to hear from you, Carlos. So I have some questions that what your experience about Open Gateway. How does Open Gateway simplify the integration with multiple services for your business?
In fact, we started working on Open Gateway integration with the all MNOs in Brazil maybe 2 years and a half ago. So we had a lot of work to do to make integration and make APIs really secure and trustable. So what we have now is we are the main hub, the main integrator with all the MNOs. So with that, any company could reach the MNOs, the operators bases, uh, more or less 96 to 97% of the whole mobile coverage in Brazil. So we can say that we covered all the country and all the possible customers and all that. So you're going to have a lot of information regarding to that. This is, as Marisa told, this began with GSMA as an initiative. And, Brazil is an early adopter for a lot of new technologies. So we decided to launch that. And now we have the support of all the big groups as Telefonica One pushing us in the region. So I am the head of this project here in Latam. So we can see that in Brazil, everything is much more developed. But we can see also in some other geographies that they start looking for some more information, trying to make, to get into this project also. So this is good. This is good.
Oh, great to hear from your answer. Besides that, Carlos, can you share some examples how these open gateway examples that you have improve the efficiency of operational in open gateway within Kubik?
Uh, yeah, for sure. And you know that, especially here in Brazil, we have a lot of social engineering frauds. I mean, we have a lot of people, the fraudsters, asking on the social media or even calling the customers to know more and more information about it, details, about it, how can they use these kind of details to make a fraud or to pass them through a problem on their applications, whatever. So what we have now is that with these APIs, you will be able to put customers in a much more secure mode. So the company will be able to double check, triple check the informations inside the MNOs databases. That, in my opinion, is the most secure and or and updated one. You know, if you go to a shop here in Brazil of Vivo, for example, to change your card or make any kind of a plan changing, everybody will ask you a lot of information. So everything that is on the database is quite new, updated, and validated. So now what we are doing with these APIs is making customer and companies having access to this information. So they are going to be much more secure and mitigate any kind of a fraud problem. You talk about number verify. This is really quite new. This is, for me, it's a big disruption on any kind of validation, because you can do that on background, so you don't have that friction. I mean, uh, what we have now for validation is just a code. I mean, you use an SMS code, a token, and this is not an anti-fraud tool. In fact, this is just a channel, and you receive a code, and you have all that friction putting the codes and copying the codes and asking for more codes and all this kind of problems to the customer, to the end customer, and also extra costs for the companies to providing this solution. What we are planning to do is to do that on background, much more confident, much more trustable, much more faster, much more fast. It's, I don't know, you can take 5 seconds to get validated on the number verify against 40 seconds on the regular one. So it's really a good disruption, and I'm quite sure we have a lot of POCs and already customers using that already. So we could not say, of course, but we are going to have big banks in the near future using that. This is, I can affirm.
Right.
Great,
Can I
great.
make a question? Maybe
Yeah,
I don't know.
sure.
Go ahead, Marissa.
So, what do you recommend to other partners or customers that are still thinking about if Open Gateway APIs are going to solve their challenges in their application?
Uh, you know, uh, we know this Open Gateway project, it's a big one, much bigger than we have now in place. But the big groups in Latam decided to bring us with the, at least at the beginning, with these three APIs you said. I mean, swap, number verify, and device location. These are anti-fraud solutions because probably this is the main problem we have now. So with these kind of things, we are going to see customers accessing information that they will not be able to touch until now, at least for the OMNOs. I mean, so this is quite crazy because they will be able to have all this information quite easy, integrate with APIs. For me, it's the new wave on the market, on the telecom market. If you see, we used to know what it is and you used to use APIs for sure, but not in this scale, not in a global scale, not in the way we are using now. So what we have now is everybody, every person, every company will be able to access the most trustable information we have in the market, to mitigate, to validate, authenticate whatever they ask for. So this is really crazy. This is really a disruption on the market.
Great, thank you, Carlos.
So I have one more question, Carlos. That I have. Could you give some examples? What the main gains of their customers that really give the feedbacks for you guys?
What I would say is that uh, the idea is to here it is to optimize. I mean, what we want to do really, in fact, by the end of the day, is getting the end customer the most trustable way, to validate their operations, whatever they need to. What we have nowadays is that going into digital world is such a kind of a risk. It is. I mean, if you want to make some payments, for example, even for the big banks, they invested a lot, and they could not guarantee 100% that is okay. Well, what we want to do with this is to add some layers of security. This is what I used to say to customers when I present the products on the market. We don't have a silver bullet that will kill all the fraudsters, or this is the unique solution. No, but we can add, and this is the major idea of the APIs. We can add a lot of layers to mitigate, to minimize the risks. So this is what I think it's the most successful way to do that. So customers, by the end of the day, the companies could choose what to use on each kind of a, way, path of their security process and all that. So you can use one or two or three APIs on this way, on this path, and then you can use some other ones on that one. So this would make this ecosystem much more secure for the companies for sure, and then of course for the end customers. I used to say that any company could use that. If you have a database, if you are in a digital world, you can use the API. So this is good. I mean, we have a lot of people that could use and could be benefit about the, all the solutions, all the benefits we are bringing to.
Okay, thank you. And just to conclude this part of the session, taking into account how the market is moving, what Infobit expects in the future of Open Gateway?
Okay. Infobip is investing a lot for a long time now. So what we are really expecting is that the market will be mature enough to start using massively the APIs. And if you go to some specific research at McCartney or whatever, McKinsey, they would say that it's a billionaire market, of course, not only for us, but for everybody involved. But the main idea here is to make the world much more secure. Aside of the money, aside of the business itself, is to make everything much more secure and much more useful to do what they want on the digital world and make it uh, in a secure basis. I think this is the main idea. We expect that this will be a reality very near, very soon, because we have, as Telefonica, big
We
groups.
do, we do.
That's
For
it.
us, it's real. For us, it's real, but I understand. Yes,
Yeah.
we need to continue getting more
Pushing.
APIs, network
Yes.
APIs, more telcos in the initiative, and we will see how it's going to explode, no, and bring
Market
benefits.
will drive us. I mean, they will ask for new APIs, new solutions, and optimize the APIs. So we will be able to bring that in a very easy way, very quickly way. So this is how things are going to move on the next years. Really, I hope so.
Okay. Thank you, Carlos. I don't know, Breno, if you have further questions for Carlos.
No, no, no further questions.
Well, maybe
Thank you.
we can show you can showing us afterwards when we are answering the questions from our audience. So keep it
Sure,
there,
man.
Carlos.
Won't lose it. Thank you.
So thank you. I think it was a great discussion. Now we would like to move to how companies can start working with Open Gateway APIs in Brazil and maybe in other countries. We have launched our Telefónica Open Gateway Partner Program. We want to help enterprises and developers, app owners boost your business with our APIs, enhancing your customers' user experience by integrating these network APIs into your own solution or applications, or maybe to enrich your offering of consulting, integration, or development services if you are developing applications or solutions for third parties. So once you register in the partner program, you will be able to access a wide range of resources. From technical resources, we have a beta sandbox where you can start testing some of these network APIs on your solutions. You can also find commercial material with additional use cases or case studies you could implement in your own companies in every sector or industry or within your customer solutions. And you will also find an end-to-end journey and guidance and support to help you define the best route to market, if working directly with Telefonica, working through a channel partner, or whatever is better for your company. And of course, if you are working on a specific use case in the Brazilian market or need some local support on how to access our Open Gateway APIs beyond Breno's team, you can also contact an account manager at Vivo Empresas website that will assist you on how to start and how to test these Open Gateway APIs. And for those developers just looking for testing or learning technical insights on how to integrate Open Gateway APIs in your applications, don't forget that we also have available our developer hub with detailed technical information about each of the network APIs available in all the countries, and also access to our beta sandbox to test the APIs in your applications. I believe we have now time to, and we have some questions from the audience, so maybe we can move to that. Breno and Carlos, as I say, I would appreciate if you can join me to answer the questions together. So I will move first to the chat. We have some questions here, and then we will decide who is going to answer each one. We have Ramesh. How are you monetizing the APIs, and what are banks and other end customers willing to pay for these fraud APIs? I don't know, maybe
So
Breno or
I
Carlos, if
can
you can
I
answer this.
can I can answer for side of Telefonica. So the Telefonica side that we have using the monetizing the APIs that use the case use case of their banks. So every bank has a one specific case that they want to resolve. They want to solve their specific problem. So we have some use cases that we have some Itaú, for example, that we have some cases. So they're willing to pay this fraud, economizing this fraud from API. So specific banks have one specific use of case. So we all depends of the use case, the what problem they want to resolve.
Okay, I don't know, Carlos, if you would like to complement.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I understood the question, but they want to know how to monetize that. That's the question.
Yes.
Okay. In fact, when you talk about anti-fraud, it's a quite crazy idea because nobody knows. I mean, the company knows how this affect them, but we don't know because this data are not open at all. So a bank will never say that. Oh, okay, we have a lot of fraud problems, whatever. So what we are trying here to help them to mitigate their problems and all that. Of course, this will impact directly on their costs. A company today spends millions of uh, whatever money on security solutions. So what they're doing now is for them to use the solutions on this layaway or whatever they want to mitigate, and they will not only monetize by giving a better experience to the end customer and a more security way for them to do that, but also on their costs, where they will be able to reduce major problems they're having, fraud problems, or security spending money, on the solutions and all that. So it's a win-win solution on the both
Yeah.
sides.
Just maybe to complement and maybe to make to answer better Ramesh' question is what we are going is depending on the company we charge the every call or every event with an API. So the company is seeing the benefits of the preventing anti-fraud, having a better customer experience, and they are willing to pay this extra cost of the Open Gateway API. I'm saying is correct, no? What I'm saying. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's move to another question. From Marcelo. Are there a minimum infrastructure configuration of the network that is requested to implement Open Gateway solutions? Or does Telefonica also give the customer this kind of support? What I understand is the application owner, when implementing Open Gateway APIs, they need some network infrastructure also, or maybe with the current one they can implement them.
Yeah, from Telefonica side, we have some. They have some to give some infrastructure configuration, because so it is important to integrate for the APIs. But we also here we have some models that we can provide some platform to their clients. So we have some platform here called Telegit One Platform, that this platform could be better from their customer to only not using the APIs, but using APIs through this platform. So the Telefonica gives this support to extend how the infrastructure could be configuration to easily the integration with their customer. So of course, it depends of the use case, but the Telefonica will support the configuration with their customer for the easy their customer. But they have some minimal configuration to provide the APIs, and also how many calls they want to put in our API, because it's 100, it's different from 1 million, for example. So it all depends on how many calls they want to use the API.
Right. Thank you, Breno. Another question: how does Telefonica plan to expand the reach of Open Gateway in Brazil over the next year? Are there any new APIs in development?
Yes, good question, Diego. Now we have some three new APIs into development right now into this year. That's is consignal, telco index, and most frequent location. That we have the APIs. So these are available at the end of the next year. So the roadmap that we have for the next year will be new APIs, but we are defining which one are we are developing to the market. So by now we have developing three APIs: telco index, scan signal, and most frequent location.
Thank you, Breno. And we have some from Jasar. Any regulatory challenges in Brazilian market from net neutrality perspective when it comes to providing better quality of services? I think it's quality on demand API.
I think that they are talking about quality on the QoS Wi-Fi. I think that some both the QoD quality on demand and quality on the Wi-Fi, we have some regulatory challenges here in Brazil that we struggle to, of course, giving the customer better experience, but of course giving all the regulatory parts. So we actually challenges the regulatory parts here in Brazil. So right now we are giving some a little bit challenge here. It's your question. Yes.
Mhm. Thank you. Another question, I think this is mine. What kind of technical and commercial support is offered to new partners who want to start working with Open Gateway APIs? Alonso, as I said, if you register in our Telefonica Partner Program, you will find first a journey to understand the different steps you need to give in order to see what are the use cases you can implement in your solution or in your application, or if you want to be also a channel partner. There you will find a book a meeting button. So whenever you are in the partner program, you can contact a commercial guy here in Telefónica. And if you want to work specifically in one country, we will refer you to Breno or to Breno's colleague in Germany or in Spain or wherever you are requesting help. From technical point of view, also in the partner program and in the developer hub, if you are just looking for testing, you can test. We have a mocked sandbox there. We are preparing a in production sandbox so you can start testing some of the use cases you may like to include in your application. And we also have a lot of material. We have material for channel partners, material for application owner partners, material for different type of partners that you can find on our partner portal as well.
Yes.
Another question, follow-up question on the monetization topic. My question is, there is any sense of how much banks are willing to pay? Well, how much? This is something we are trying to understand now in the market, compared to alternatives they have today. Maybe, I don't know, Carlos, that you are offering all type of APIs, you can answer this.
This is the $1 million question. I mean, because as a new initiative, new products on the block, I mean, market will try to drive the pricing. That is the way how things works normally. But of course, we know, for example, that for number verify, that is a completely different validation as we have nowadays with SMS. We cannot compare costs, we cannot compare development, we cannot compare the pricing, because we are comparing, a simple channel delivering a code with a real anti-fraud solution. When I say that all the development with the MNOs regarding to LGPD and all the data information we access and we could not record. There are a lot of investments that were done from MNOs and us to bring this information as much reliable, as much confident, as much inside the protections law for the customer. So I cannot say pricing because it depends on the volumes, it depends on a lot of other things. So what we have in place now is that probably market will start comparing things. Oh, I can use this. We already use SMS. Okay, SMS is not anti-fraud. It's not an anti-fraud solution. We are comparing, discussing different things here. So my idea is to understand a little bit more the solutions and see how they could be applied to the market and to the companies, and what benefits they will bring to them.
Thank you, Carlos. I think we have just the last two questions. One from Andre. What percentage of monetization of Open Gateway APIs represent shift from another solutions?
I think that it's a specific question because Open Gateway is a new one. There's a new initiative from all over the world. So if the percentage that works will be in the next 5 years, for example, the APIs will be the growth of 50% of the markets. So a real growth on the APIs market. So by now, I don't have the exactly percentage of the monetization of Open Gateway, but the next 5 years will be a better one, a 50, a 40%, because if the enterprises surf the wave on the initial of Open Gateway, all the struggles, all the difficulties for Open Gateway, they want to get better and better. So the next 5 years, the Open Gateway will be a lot of the percentage of monetization.
Thank you, Breno. And the last question, I think it's also for you. Is there any plan to implement a billing checkout, which is carrier billing in Open Gateway in Brazil?
By now, we're not, by now at the end of this year, we're not any plan, but could be on our roadmap in the next year. But we are, as I said before, we are defining what APIs will be to the market for the next year. Okay.
Great. But Saulo, if you have an use case with carrion billing, get in contact with us through our partner program, and maybe we can see what are your interests and maybe help in the development of the roadmap of APIs in Brazil. Okay. So I think we are running out of time. So thank you so much for all the great questions and engagement from all the audience. Let's take a moment to recap on the key points we covered today. We started by exploring the innovative capabilities of Telefónica's Open Gateway initiative, focusing on how our APIs are transforming companies' applications through enhanced customer experiences, solving fraud issues, and streamlined processes. We then delved into the specific Open Gateway APIs already available in Brazil, where Breno showed us the power of number verification, SIM swap, device locations, and know your customer APIs. Finally, we also had the opportunity to have an insightful conversation with one of our key partners in Brazil, Infobit. Thank you, Carlos, for that. And we show how our partnership is driving innovation and delivering tangible benefits to our customers. So, in conclusion, Open Gateway is already in action in Brazil, also in other countries. So, if you, as an application owner, are facing some issues and challenges with fraud matters, with another use cases, don't wait for it. Call your Vivo account manager or register to our partner program so we can help you to solve all your problems and transform your application or solution to the next level using, of course, our network capabilities. And if you are working in another country, we also encourage you to register to the partner program, and we will be more than glad to assist you on how to start working with Open Gateway APIs in other countries such as Germany or Spain or other countries where Telefonica is present. I don't know, Breno, Carlos, if you would like to share a final insight.
Yeah, sure. I have one. As we look ahead, it's clear that the potential of the growth and innovation with the Open Gate initiative is immense. So we're excited about the journey with all the opportunities it to present the empower business like yours. So whether through our APIs, our partner programs at Carlos, thank you very much for that. Our collaborative approach. So Telefonica is committed to helping you guys to navigate and succeed in this evolving digital landscape.
On my side, Marisa, what I think is that we are facing a real new wave of disruption, and like we had with AI, big data, IoT, all these clouds, all these big ones. We are facing a really new big one because when you compare the power of an API, you could touch any kind of a solution, any kind of technology, any kind of new ideas, any kind of whatever market needs to. We are talking now about anti-fraud. That is where we decide to begin in the region. But what's the next one? What will be the future? What I can affirm 100% is that uh, everybody needs to be surfing the same wave, because if not, they are going to be out of the market, out of the biggest solutions, the biggest innovation we had on the last, specifically for telecom world, especially for telecom world.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Breno and Carlos. So we are here to support you and we look forward to continuing this conversation. Please don't hesitate to reach out us if you have any more questions or if you like to explore how these open gateway solutions can benefit your business. Let's continue innovating together with our network capabilities and have a happy day. Bye bye.